feel like it's a safe bet at this point in time that if Sony's attached to a video game that does relatively well, they're going to try to make a movie or a TV show out of it. I feel like that is now the standard going forward because they just made this announcement yesterday. Sony planning live action Horizon and Helldivers movies. So yes, Helldivers 2, after its massive wave of success, is now going to get a movie, as well as Horizon. Now, the Horizon one isn't surprising me. I've been surprised that they haven't tried to make one like that earlier, because I feel like that almost plays better into an adaptation than something like Helldivers. But now, if you liked hell diving with your buddies, I don't know what this fucking movie is going to be like. I don't know what you're going to do with that. And if it's taken seriously at all, I think it's a mistake. It should just be joking. It should just be blowing shit up. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I know everybody's saying like, oh, hell, the Starship Troopers already exist, and that's the obvious thing to think about. But like, I think there's a good kind of slapstick movie to be made here. You know what I mean? As long as it has the self-awareness of the video game and the world that they've created within it, I think there's a cool fucking movie to be made there. I actually do. I worry about Hollywood getting their hands on it and pushing diversity and political agendas involved in it. But if they were to stick to exactly the source material, I think there's actually a decent story that they could tell. But at the same time, you have to be aware that Starship Troopers is a cult classic. Like, people love Starship Troopers. I think there's 3 Starship Troopers movies, right? Am I right about that? I think there's 3. I've only seen the first one. I've only seen the first one.
And I have read the book, but I don't really know other than that.
Yeah. So I think there's 3 total, but I've only seen the first one. Yeah, 3. Only one good movie. Yeah, there's only one real. It's almost like with Home Alone. There's only 2 Home Alone movies. So there's only one Starship Troopers movie. But yeah, I think that the potential, though, like, I think that if I was a betting man, I would say that this Helldivers movie is going to be a complete and total fucking disaster. In all reality, like, it's just, I don't think they're going to be able to stick the landing at all.
Yeah, like, they've got a lot of things in the works now, right? So PlayStation Productions formed in 2019 with the intention of turning Sony's game franchises into movies and TV shows, and it's been busy. As well as Gran Turismo and Uncharted, the movies that came out. It's produced TV shows based on Twisted Metal and The Last of Us. Now,
Twisted Metal was decent.
And listen, Last of Us, I haven't watched it. I don't want to watch it after everything that happened. It got very good ratings and was fairly well received, with the exception of maybe a couple episodes here or there.
The gay episode.
Now the second season is going to be a little different. And, man, I've seen pictures going around. That ugly fucking girl that they cast to play Ellie. She's too fucking ugly. Okay? She doesn't look like her. And it's not a nice thing to say about a young child actress, but she does not look like Ellie. She just doesn't. And now that they're aged up and it's not a kid or whatever anymore, it is kind of important. It is relevant. And I don't know, man. Like, when the girl that gets cast to play Abby looks more like Ellie than the actress you cast to play Ellie, you have a fucking problem. And obviously, we know it's going to be very controversial, season 2, for a lot of different reasons. But that is still coming out. Second season's coming out this year.
And I still would have just, man, if they would have put Scott Steiner in a wig to play Abby in season 2, I would have been all in. I would have been like, 10 out of 10, best show of the year. Scott Steiner is Abby. Let's fucking go. Just beating the shit out of Joel with a golf club, talking shit, doing Steiner math promos. That would have been the greatest thing ever. Instead, no, not going to happen.
It has produced TV shows based on those things. A God of War show is being developed for Amazon Prime Video. Ghost of Tsushima has both a live-action movie and an anime spinoff in the works. And there are reportedly Gravity Rush and Days Gone movies in development. And an Until Dawn movie will hit theaters in April. This is basically all Sony's doing right now. Hey, if something we think it's successful, we're gonna just fucking make a movie out of it too.
Yeah, I don't think this sounds like a good idea. But like I said, the Twisted Metal TV series was fine. Gran Turismo was actually, I enjoyed that movie too. That was good. not The Last of Us for obvious reasons. But I don't know, man. I don't think that I don't have faith in either one of those projects, especially Helldivers. Helldivers has already had some really high ups and some really low downs for the year that it's been out, and so now it's back on the upward swing for sure. But to throw that into a movie when you already have it's clear that the game was heavily inspired by a movie that's iconic. So it's going to be weird for them to make a movie based on a video game that was clearly heavily inspired off of a movie already. Well, there you go.